This is the Padua Podcast Network.
Running a Fever, episode 357. Arkansas's High Point.
Welcome to Running Fever. My name is Michael Davis. This is a podcast about fitness, diet, and medicine. My goal is to live a long, healthy, happy, active life right up to the very end. So if you're like me and that's what you want, then you're in the right place. Come on along, we'll get there together. I just want to love my life enough to make it last as long as possible. Today, it's a beautiful day at Mount Magazine State Park, where I'm spending my vacation here. I'll have some extra pictures this time. They'll be on the website runningafever.com. The blog posted this episode. It's been a good trip so far. Really nice cabin. It's better than the ones I've stayed in terms of amenities. Not necessarily in terms of quaintness, but there's a bigger fridge, even in this one bedroom. Bigger fridge, dishwasher, actually clothes washer and dryer. And of course a beautiful view across the valley. I'm on the Signal Hill Trail, specifically for the purpose of going to the top, the summit of Mount Magazine. I'm coming to the fork in the road. One side leads to the high point, the other side leads to House, Gap, and Mossback Ridge. High Point is actually the highest altitude of any place in the state of Arkansas where I live. It's about 2,700 feet, which is minuscule by Colorado standards, microscopic by Alaska standards. But for Arkansas, it's the best we got. And there's quite a few hills and mountains in Arkansas. I'm on what's called the Signal Hill Trail. It rained a lot the first day I was here. Sunday night and Monday night. Rained a lot, and there's still some collected water around here. I don't want to get in the too deep portions of that. This trail is rated a moderate difficulty trail. I thought I could probably handle it relatively close to the cabin. But I did drive to get here. I'm going to take a picture of just a picture of the trail going up the hill. It's interesting. It's Signal Hill Trail. Maybe Signal Hill is part of Mount Magazine. And you can call it Signal Mountain. Howdy. Haven't been just a ton of people here, but I saw a group of 4 heading up the hill while I was driving down the road. And then there were just 2 people that just passed on their way down. The cabin is not very secluded. It's got trees on one side. On the other side is a cabin. It's not inhabited this week, so I've had plenty of privacy. Well, I'm going to feel this even though it's moderate. I can already tell. Muscles in my legs are working more than usual. As you know, at Lake Fayetteville, there are some inclines there. But this is a whole incline. You don't get to go down until you go down. So it's a half incline. Taking it really slow. So I'm getting some more views. I spent the first couple of days pretty much in and around the cabin, where I get basically one view. It's a spectacular, awesome view of the valley down to what I believe is a river. I'm not sure exactly which one. Awesome view, but it's one view nonetheless. And there, I took a bunch of pictures of it at different times of day, on different days. There's sometimes this high up, we're actually above the clouds, looking down on the clouds. Yep, I was feeling my legs. Now I'm feeling it in my back. Weather's been pretty decent other than the first rainy night and day. But it is getting down below freezing at night. Not sure what the temp is today, but and it's probably even colder up here on the mountain. I don't know where the weather's mirage is measured. Maybe on top of the mountain, who knows? Oh, we got a ways to go because I can see stuff that's higher. When I get to the top, there won't be anything higher. But I'm fighting against gravity here. Probably could have come out yesterday. It felt kind of cool. But I knew today was going to be warmer, so decided to come out. It's the cabin, you can really feel the wind. I mean, Arkansas is in general pretty windy, but especially up on the mountain. But here I've got trees as a barrier against that. The first night, the wind was so strong, it was blowing down the chimney. And of course, I had a fire going and blew smoke down the chimney and out of the fireplace into the room. And the 3 smoke detectors in this living area all went off. So I had to open the door. Eventually just put out the fire with some water. Figured I'd wait till a less windy time. So much for the fire that night, but I've had fire every day. One of the reasons I come out here, I don't have a fireplace. I've got a fake fireplace in my house, but not a real one. I remember getting here and immediately smelling burning wood. Just getting out of my truck to check in. Yep, it's getting steeper. The higher altitude parts that I'm looking at are growing smaller as I continue to walk. Hoping to get a nice panoramic video. There will definitely be video of some kind. So be sure to tune in. If you're on a podcatcher or something, be sure to tune in and visit runningafever.com/YouTube. Hopefully you subscribe to YouTube, but you may not know that this episode contains video. You may be just listening to the audio. So I'm letting you know. I just remembered I have an altimeter on my watch. And the altimeter says 2750. It must be getting close. Seems like it's actually getting cooler as we go further up. Diet report. Let's just say it's not good. I have a history of overindulging on my vacations, and this has not been an exception. But I hope this little jaunt will improve things, and then of course there will be more walking when I get back home. A nice convenient stump right on the trail I can sit on. Doesn't look like a lot of really old trees up here. A lot of really young ones. I don't know, these trees might not even be as old as I am. There's one up ahead that probably is. Being out of shape is really a drag, folks. I wouldn't recommend you try it. Because gravity is a vicious enemy. Fortunately, leveling out just a little bit right here. Now, magazine feels bigger. Certainly, it's higher altitude, but it feels like a bigger park. Mainly because they have a lodge here. Oh, well, I'm used to going to Mount Magazine. They don't have anything like that. Just a few cabins sprinkled around the top. Campsites. Maybe one or two RV hookups. I mean, you can't get a big RV up there. But the trip up here was not nearly as bad in terms of the switchbacks and tight turns and such. It's a lot more gradual, even though there were a lot of turns. The lodge is fairly big. I don't know how many rooms it has, but it's got a restaurant, and there were 3 people, I think, at the front desk just checking people in. They use key cards on the cabins. So I suppose I'll have to drop by the lodge on my way out. Not Nebo, it's just a code. And they change the code when your time is up. Alright, not far to go here. Look, they put a line of rocks just so people can trip over it. Fortunately, I didn't. Well, I can see the summit. Howdy. Howdy.
Yeah, no. Didn't notice that at first.
Yeah.
Seems like the boundaries of Arkansas.
Well, I've been to the mountaintop, but I haven't really seen the other side because there were a bunch of trees. So, got you a panoramic view. You know, it's not the kind of place where they're going to build a tower with an elevator, or it's a state park, so they're certainly not going to cut down a bunch of trees. So, you know, I'm glad trees are up here. Would have been nice if it was just rock and You can see a lot like the was it Yellow Creek Trail at Devil's Den State Park. I've done several episodes there, so you can look back in the archives, see pictures from there, pictures of me at the top. There's a lovely view. Also, it seems like it would have been either Hobbs or Wilhelmina State Parks. One of those had a lover's leap. It was also a nice view. But that's not what this is. This is Mount Magazine. Got a picture of the altimeter. It said 28, it was over 2,800 feet. I'll just check right now. I've gone down a little bit, but 2796. So I've already gone down probably at least 10 feet in altitude. And I can tell you can probably tell by the way I'm breathing, going down is easier than going up. There's probably a lot of noise now because my windscreen isn't where it should be on the microphone. But I hope we're picking up enough of it to be useful. There's a little wind up here, not much. Of course, as soon as I say that, the wind picks up. It's a nice cool breeze as I'm heading down the mountain. A new experience. This time there's a hot tub at my cabin. Didn't anticipate this, but as soon as I got there, I noticed. And I was thinking, is it too early for a hot tub? I mean, it's an outdoor activity. But then I realized hot tub is hot. So it doesn't really matter much what the outside temperature is. And actually, the colder it is, the better it feels. Because you're in 110 degree water. And so I decided to try it out. I've always thought of, it's windy. I've always, the kids are screaming. Always thought that hot tubs were kind of cheesy, always like picture some, 1970s guy with a mustache, and it's always some sort of naughtiness going on. But I decided to try it. And it was already heated up and everything. There's water in it. All I had to do was uncover it, just big cover on it, and turn on the jets and hop in. It was great. Gotta tell you, it was great. I got a positive review of a hot tub. If you can afford the space, if you can afford the electricity, and I would highly recommend it. Or if you get a chance to visit a place with a hot tub and never tried it before, certainly try it. Something about the heat. I think the heat is part of it. I have these massaging jets and stuff, which are nice. Feel that on your back when you're sitting in there. But anyway, all that combined. You ever been swimming and you felt really relaxed when you got out of the pool? This is like that. It's really just very relaxed. And, since you've been cooking, you stay warm for a long time too. Something's making some noise up there. Sounds like a woodpecker. I can't see it. Can't find it. So yeah, that was it. I just felt really warm and relaxed. I got out. It was really cold. Like I said, it's been sub-freezing at night. On top of a mountain here, wind. Getting out, I felt fine. That bothered me because I was brought up to 110 degrees. So, and I've been hearing about saunas too. I've been thinking about maybe getting a one of those portable saunas. It's just got a machine that steams water and plugs into a tent-like thing. And obviously you can get permanent ones and all kinds of fanciness, but I don't really want that. Can have it built into the house, I suppose, but I have to displace something else. So, totally new experience there. Other than all that, this has been a lot like my Mount Nebo experience. Had to choose between the two. I don't know. Mount Nebo seems a little more quaint. My favorite cabin is a lot more secluded than I think the most secluded one here is. All the cabins are just kind of walking distance from the lodge, but one I'm in, it's fairly private. There's been nobody, fortunately, next door. It's probably still a good time, didn't have much trouble getting reservations a month ahead of time, something like that. There's the special tripping mechanism, or one of them. Think about hiking, you can't look around too much. Although this trail's pretty nice. It's not as rugged as I remember Hobbs. Hobbs was pretty rugged. You really couldn't take your eyes off the ground. Here it's just kind of a nice path. A little gravel in it. Keep everything steady. A couple of rocks sticking out, but they're obvious, Yellow rock. Yellow Creek wouldn't make sense. At Devil's Den. Yellow Rock Trail. And the rock is really yellow once you get up there. It's a nice German family. Made the trip. They're catching up to me. I could go a little faster since we're going downhill, but this is fine. Hello.
Hello.
Be careful. Yeah. And I think it might be a good time to get in the hot tub when I get back. Therapeutic. I haven't hurt myself, which is good. It's been a relatively mild trail. Not really easy, but it would be if I was in a little better shape. It's been moderate. It's probably a good description. Maybe easy for someone who's in better shape. Hello.
Did you get worn out?
Just about getting there.
Yeah.
She's moving really fast. More wetness. Yeah, so this is the length is about what I've been doing on the trail lately, but half of it was uphill. Straight, continuous uphill climb. So, a little different. Go for it.
Have you been down that
Seize the
way?
day. No.
No.
This is enough for me, but you guys,
We're thinking.
Southern couple. Southern couple and a German family. All on the same trail. All getting along and being very courteous to each other. It's good to see. It's good to see positive, uplifting things like that. Only people I've seen in the last few days. There's a truck that comes up and brings me firewood, but they're pretty sneaky about it. And I say truck, it's really more like it's a cart. It's like a four-wheel, maybe three-wheel cart. I mean, it's a truck, technically, I guess, because it's got a little bed on the back. But not a big one. So these are the only people I've seen this week. But I'm pretty good with being alone. Very comfortable with that. Being on my own. You like to be around people, though. I got a friend who's sick right now, so I've been praying for him. He's didn't make it to church, so I hope he gets well. And I can see Lodge Drive, one of the trailheads. I'm going to walk up. It is a slight incline. Walk up to the lodge where I've got my truck parked. Well, new adventure today. Felt good. It was good to get out in nature. It's good psychologically. It's good physically. It's really good. Good socially. Got to interact with some people. So, it's a power move in the longevity struggle that we're all under. So, hope you've enjoyed this trip. If you got the fever, keep it. If you don't, catch the fever. And we'll talk to you next time on Running a Fever.